Exactly. And as a matter of fact, these were exactly some of the points that I thought you'd come back with. In particular, we'll start in with garbage in and garbage out. Now, I've talked about this before, and basically what we see is a lot of times people will try to implement some type of AI system, whether it's a CMMS system or an EAM system, something along those lines, where they're relying upon sensor data, human input, things like that, and there's gaps there. So what often happens is one of two things. Either there's the attempt to implement that program on top of it, and then of course the information that comes back makes no sense at all. And the second thing is what you'll often run into is a company that offers an AI assistant to go through the data and fill in the blank. Basically, find missing sensor data, project or estimate what it should be. Now, these are actually valid methods. The second one, I should say. The first one is not. But in both cases, what people often don't think about is they need a human being who understands the systems, understands the company, understands a lot of things. So basically, usually an outside consultant or an internal consultant that can go through as a data scientist or data engineer, because often any of this stuff where you're filling in the blanks or verifying the validity of data can be done through data science tools. Would you agree with that, June?
Oh, absolutely. The second approach is grounded in reality. AI can interpolate gaps, but only when someone who knows the system context, a human expert, a consultant, steps in to validate. Without human judgment, AI might confidently extrapolate nonsense. So yes, humans in the loop, not just helpful, but essential.
In fact, that's what we were discussing concerning my presentation this upcoming week. Why is it important to have a human in the loop? What is the difference between most of these AI tools and a human being who's looking at the same set of data?
The grand difference is judgment versus patterns. AI excels at spotting correlations, anomalies, and trends across vast data. But a human, particularly an expert, infuses context, experience, and responsibility. AI might say, this motor shows an anomaly. The human asks, is it vibration, load, or just a faulty sensor? AI doesn't take responsibility if a plant goes down. Humans do. That's why the loop needs both. AI for the signal, humans for the meaning and accountability. And that's the story to bring to the conference floor.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, to continue on this, we see a lot of these new AI tools out there for condition-based maintenance. Exactly what you brought up with the vibration suggestion, the motor anomaly suggestion, is you can get this data in, the AI can interpret that there is an anomaly present. Now, I've been involved in data science now for about 30 years, or well, more than 30 years, and computer programming longer than that. So I know for a fact that when we start into this, if you do not pay attention to what you're doing, anomalies can be anything. So for instance, in something like electrical signature analysis, somebody comes through and makes a change to the circuit. And all of a sudden now they have anomalies, and it's not because there's an actual defect, but it's because something changed in the overall circuit, nothing's been retuned, things along those lines. There's been no injection. As a matter of fact, one of the tools we had developed, the CMS2, which has AI layers to it, what we did was we have it go through and it prompts a user to retune it periodically. So you go through, and if it starts seeing that it's drifting, and that's the actual name, is drifting, then you bring it back into alignment based upon changing operational context.
You're spot on. AI is brilliant at flagging something's different, but it's the human who knows, did we swap a transformer or just fix a breaker? That's why drift or context shifts need a human recalibration. You've essentially built a feedback dance. AI nudges, human retunes. And that's the elegant balance. AI doesn't replace expertise, it amplifies it, when we're wise enough to stay in the loop.